Feeling a little off or ungrounded? This video shares my 7 favorite tips that you can use every single day to quickly and easily ground yourself. And be sure to watch right to the very end where I share a tip that I use regularly and can almost guarantee you have never heard before. Hey, what's up? I'm Amanda from theintuitivewife.com, and this video is all about how to quickly and easily ground yourself throughout the day. If you saw my recent blog post, then you've already seen that I shared some tips and techniques on how to ground yourself, but this video is my 7 favorite tips and why. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below if I've touched on any of your favorite tips or if there's something I missed that really should be a go-to. Now, of course, I am going to suggest that you always take time out to ground yourself in the morning. But let's be real, regardless of whether or not you ground yourself in the morning, sometimes things just get a little crazy and you find that you are completely ungrounded and off-center and just floating at different points throughout the day. I get it. I've been there. It happens to me all the time. So let's get into the different tips that you can use throughout the day when you find that you're all suddenly floaty and need to bring yourself back down. Okay, so tip number 1 is journaling. Now, this doesn't need to be a big ordeal. I know I've said many times in previous videos how journaling is like the end all be all. But if you are working throughout the day and you're suddenly not grounded, journaling isn't necessarily realistic. You can't just pull out your journal and sit there for an hour, hour and a half, however long, to finally get everything out of your head and get grounded. So what I suggest instead, if you don't want to pull out a journal, a pad of paper works just as well. Write down 3 things. The first is, right now I'm feeling ... The second thing is, my intention for today is ... And you would put like my intention, how I intend to feel or what I intend to accomplish, but not anything off of your to-do list, because that's just going to make you feel very overwhelmed. By my intention for today is to feel grounded and take time for self-care. Something like that. Not my intention for today is to make sure I send out all these invoices and respond to the 15 emails that I got in the past hour. That is not going to help you feel grounded, all right? And the third thing is, today I choose ... So again, you would fill in the blank of what you would rather be embracing. So if right now you're feeling ungrounded and scattered, then today I choose to feel grounded and centered. Today I choose to focus on self-love. Today I choose fun and laughter. Anything along those lines works well. And the reason that journaling in this way is so grounding is because it forces you to push everything out of what's happening around you and actually focus on what's going on inside of me, how am I feeling, and how can I change this? All right, my second tip is pulling a card. Now, I almost didn't include this one because when you are pulling cards and talking to your angel, spirit guides, ancestors, whoever, you're spending a lot of time in your higher chakras because this is where your intuition and connection to source sits. But usually when you're pulling a card, you're taking a few deep breaths, you're setting intention, you're asking a question. That whole process is actually you starting to get grounded. So you need to go down before you can go up. So that's why I included it. If you've been following me for a while, then I think you know that I pull a card every single day when I'm journaling in the morning. This doesn't change if my day turns to be a chaotic mess. If I am spiraling, I need a way to get grounded. So I will either pull a card throughout the day, or I will message a friend of mine who is not so close to the situation and can actually take a step back, pull a card for me. She takes a picture of it, sends it over to me, and it's just a little shift in perspective. And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, it's a giant swift kick in the behind because you're really not paying attention to what it is you're supposed to be paying attention to. You're paying attention to things that really don't matter. So I definitely recommend, as an extra way for grounding yourself throughout the day, just take a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to pull a quick card and just take in that download. If pulling cards is something you're new to, or maybe you've been doing for a while and have just been struggling with it a little bit, then definitely check out my free PDF that I will leave in the comments down below. It's 10 questions that you can ask your angels and spirit guides. Sometimes you just need something to focus on in order to clear your mind enough to really get that connection between yourself and a higher power source, spirit team. Pick your word. All right, moving on to tip number 3, which is meditation. And same with the last tip, I really had to think about this one because in meditation, you can sometimes spend a lot of time up here. But with a little bit of practice, you're actually grounding yourself to do a meditation. I've done it myself where I haven't properly grounded, and all of a sudden in a meditation, I literally feel like I'm spinning or floating. Good sign that you're not grounded during meditation. So doing a quick little meditation, especially with a little bit of practice, will really help you to feel like your feet are fully planted and you are 100% here on this earth and not floating off into space. All right, moving on to tip number 4 is hot tea. I can't explain why this works. I really can't. I wish I had a really smart answer as to why hot tea makes people feel better, but it just does. Every single time I'm feeling ungrounded, off-centered, the world is ending, make yourself a cup of hot tea and everything just seems so much better. Okay, moving on to my next tip, which again, I really wish I had a smart answer for, but this tip is candles. Really just a flame in general. There is something about fire and flames that really just brings me down. It could just be because I just love fire, and maybe your thing isn't fire, maybe it's water or another one of the elements. So feel free to experiment with that a little bit, but for me personally, even just lighting a candle feels so grounding and relaxing to me. All right, moving on to the next tip. I think we're on number 6 now. It is being creative. Now, one of the reasons why I think this works is because we know that the root chakra is what makes us feel grounded and connected to the earth. The sacral chakra is like this much higher above the root chakra. It is still one of your lower grounding chakras. So although it's not directly associated with grounding, it's still down there. It's still connected. Energy still needs to flow. So even though it's not specific to grounding, it still plays its own part. So I personally love to draw and paint. I can draw for hours and feel like no time has passed at all. So I would definitely recommend finding something of your own that is creative. That could be baking or gardening, scrapbooking, photography, something creative, something that gets your creative juices flowing. And I really think it's going to help you get more grounded throughout the day. Okay, my final tip, tip number 7. If you haven't done it yet, click the like button, especially if this is a tip you have never heard before. I learned this when I was in school studying to be a holistic health practitioner, and I thought the teacher was off her rocker. I was like, there's no way that works. There's no logical way. But after a few years of doing it, I can tell you, it actually does work. So this is really good if you are someone like me who picks up on other people's energy really well. So not so much during COVID, but pre-COVID, if I was doing a lot of traveling, interacting with people face to face, even days where I had in-person healing sessions, it was very easy for me to come home with that person's energy attached to me, especially if I'm used to spending days like this, sitting on the couch recording YouTube videos. So in order to get that energy off of you and to get you back into your own energy and grounded, what you need to do is shake your hands and say, not mine. Okay, so like this, feet firmly on the ground, take a deep breath, 1, 2, 3, however many you want, usually by 3, I'm getting impatient, which defeats the whole purpose, so whatever feels good to you. You say, not mine, not mine, not mine. It seems weird, right? I know it seems weird. What it does is it actually sends the energy that is not yours and is not serving you off, away from you. If you want to, and I have done this myself in the past as well, you can have just a quick little mini chit chat with your angels ahead of time. Something like angels, or a specific angel, archangel, I don't know, Gabriel, Michael. I have energy that is attached to me. It's not mine. It's no longer serving me. Please help me to release this energy from me. And I send this off with love. Not mine, not mine, not mine. And you literally feel it leave your body, especially in my experience anyway, especially if you ask the archangels for a little bit of extra support in getting it away from you. So try it and let me know in the comments if you tried it, if you felt like a big weirdo doing it, and if it helped. Let me know in the comments. I really do want to know. Other than that, this is today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my 7 favorite tips to help you feel more grounded throughout the day. Don't forget to let me know if there's something that I missed. What is your go-to tip to ground yourself throughout the day? I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!